Flory Models Daily Vlog. Here we are, Monday the 6th of June 2016, and obviously it is the anniversary of D-Day, 72 years ago, least we forget. Okay, so today was working on the engine, a little bit of editing, generally pushing through.
Hello and welcome. Here we are, Monday morning, another week. First of all, thank you for all the feedback and watching us, quite frankly, and everything else on the live show with me and Steve on Saturday. That was a mammoth one, 4.5 hours actually. I think that's why Skype kicked Steve out after 4 hours, because I think that's just like, it must have a timer limit. But anyway, we got him back straight away and everything else. Thank you for all your questions, feedback, and everything else. It seems to be you like us building along and seeing a lot of behind the scenes building as well. Because quite frankly that kit is awful. It's fighting us all the way, and I'll be honest with you, I've boxed it up because, as you know, I keep losing parts for it, but I actually have put the top section on, and that doesn't fit either, so I've literally plastered it with styrene filler, and I'm going to rescribe and re-rivet it because it's just nasty as hell up there. So it's like, yeah, that'll do, we'll whack it all in. Anyway, busy week. This morning running a little bit late because I had to sort out the insurance and everything on my new car. Yes, a lot of you guys know on Saturday picked up the new car, so that's it now. The V6 diesel's gone. No more driving around in a giant tank. We're back down to, well, crossover. So anyway, I've joined the world with everybody else and bought a Qashqai. Absolutely lovely car. Love all the gimmicks. You know, it's got buttons for everything, and I'm, you know, being a geek, it fits mine. So it's really nice to do that. But unfortunately, I had a sorting out private plate and all things like that with the insurance company has been a nightmare. So anyway, that's all sorted. So we've done that. I'm just about to do the editing for the Osprey, so that's up for you obviously this afternoon, which will cover basically all the painting and the various stages on that. I'm going to do a little bit more work to the engine. To be honest, I worked last night. Mel was working, so I worked last night, and I've almost finished off the engine parts to that one, so that is done. So I want to do the black work for the Osprey because obviously we've got to do all the rotor heads, things like that, and the rotors and everything else can just be done in black, and we're going to weather and take care of those, get it deckled maybe this afternoon if not tomorrow, and everything else. We've got a full day-ish tomorrow. The guys tend to turn up around about 3 o'clock onwards for doing the live show. That was obviously going to be on Tuesday because this is our first, when we get the gang in, if you like, for the more fun night, shall we say, for modelling and everything else. So that's going to be a little bit of a thing. But generally this week I really want to push on. I want to get the Osprey pretty much all together, so it's just bits and pieces next week. I want to get obviously the engine completed this week for the 190. Then I want to work on, if I can, do the flap sets because we've got photo etch flap sets for that, so I want to do that. So I'm setting myself sort of mini goals as well. To be honest, I've got a couple of bits of boring paperwork and all stuff like that, you know, and all of those accountants and things and solicitors to deal with this week as well, so that's going to be a couple of hours out of the way doing all of that. But generally it should be a lot of fun. Lots of things you can catch up with me and everything else. I've got those reviews that came in last week, so we've got plenty of reviews. I've got 6 reviews stacked up over there to do, and everything else like that. So generally busy morning, say editing, going to get this one done, put up and everything else, so it's up with you guys for this afternoon, and then we're going to push on nicely with the 190, hopefully get the engine completed or definitely into primer, and then we're going to get on with the Osprey. Literally we are 2 minutes to 11. Obviously I'm going to be having a minute's silence because it is 72 years to the day of the D-Day landings. I'm just going to take this moment to thank all sides, rights, wrongs, everything go out the window. At the end of the day, it's history now. It's consigned to history, but it's up to us, especially as modelers, for what we do to keep the history alive. The brave men and women, it doesn't matter what side you're on, you thought you were fighting for the right reasons, I'm sure, defending your homelands of Germany, of, you know, obviously England, wherever you are in the world, you know. But at the end of the day, us as modelers are almost like custodians now to history, because we recreate history on such a scale. I'm working on the FW190 at the moment, and everything else like that, and I do believe that it's through our work that people can see and not forget what happened obviously in the war. So there we go, we're just coming up to 11 o'clock, so we'll be having the moment of silence. Okay, so running a little bit later than I had. Osprey video is edited up and everything else. I'll make it live in a couple of hours on the main site, but I have been dealing with this guy. Okay, so this is the engine. Hopefully the thing will play ball. Now this is obviously just the aluminium, and then what we've actually done is we've come in with a wash. So for the moment we've just used this stuff. We've used bearings and grease. We're going to come in with a little bit of engine oil around it as well, and generally we're just trying to smarten up, liven up, and everything else like that. This guy, okay. Very difficult at the moment. As I say, it's only had one wash, it's just together, but the level of detail is absolutely incredible. You know, we do like it. It's very, very nice. We've got to be careful because it's still wet, okay, and everything else, but generally, hopefully, it's giving us a nice basis for it. So we've still got a lot to do on this one. It's going to have another wash at the moment. We're going to come in with some of the oil after it, just to give it some brown bits around it as well. Then we're going to come in and going to replace some of the silvery bits. So some of the silver bits we want to look more like polished metals, things like that. We're going to do by hand. We're going to pop those in. Then we've got a little bit of black work to do around here and there on it, around these cylinder heads. And everything else on the pots and things, okay, and then it's in with all the wiring. So we've got a lot of freehand wiring in to go there. We've got a little bit of photo etch wiring to go in there, all the wiring looms and everything else, and then we can get it onto the mounts, get it mounted up. Then we can get the exhaust onto it, so the exhaust will do little rusty exhausts onto it, and everything else like that, and that'll be the engine done. So not too bad at all. Pretty good today, I must admit. Been pushing through very, very nicely. So still on track. Hopefully we'll get that one done for Wednesday, and we can move on for that. So that's about it for today for the vloggy side of things. Over to the studio.
So there you go, quite a busy day. Done a little bit more since we filmed that, as you can see down here. Here's the engine. So what I tend to do is with all this type thing, I know we're uber close on this, you might see differences in the colours and the shades and the hues. It's actually more straightforward than you think. All we've actually done is aluminium coat right the way over absolutely everything. Sealed it, which I must admit we used the new-ish shining enhancer, because obviously you've got down there a lacquer-based paint. Then we needed to seal it with an acrylic, so we used this stuff. Then we've come in with oils and various things onto there, just to help with the flow. When you're using obviously paints like acrylics and that, it's very hard to get a nice flow. You want capillary action to help on these parts, so it's a lot of touching and flow with this. So actually what we used was lacquer paint. So we used it down here, two particular colours. All the dark stuff you can see down on here. I'm running around this guy at the moment is actually dark iron, so it's this one, okay, get the shine off of it. So it's the 214 dark iron. If you know me, you'll know I love this stuff. I will paint stuff solid in this colour like we're going to do around the front, then I'll dry brush it once it's dry and it just comes up. And you can go anything from basically, as we've got down on here, this black colour down here, and already this is just where I've been handling it. You've actually got the ring of silver around there. If you rub it with your finger, which is what I tend to do, you can turn it into absolutely stunning shine metals. It's beautiful for this. And then you might notice the reason why these are looking very sharp along the tops of these pots up here, is because we went along with a little bit of aluminium. And to be honest, I've also done the pipes around the back, the actual inlets. So they are done with it as well, just to sort of shine them up, and it's all to do with contrast colours. So when you look at it like this, you get a very heavy contrast. Now we've still got an absolute mammoth job ahead of us with this one, because I've still got a little bit more weathering. I'm going to do a little bit more detailed painting on this. We've still got to add little bits of parts to it. But the big thing is wiring. Okay, so we've got to do all the wiring, and there's a good job. It's going to take forever because we've got it down on here. So we've got photo etch ones, which to be honest, we've primed up ready for painting. Those have got to go on. Okay, and then I'm going to do some freehand with a little bit of lead wire, plastic card, things like that in here, just to liven all of this up. Then we can do the engine mounts. We've still got various beautifully cast, like this guy down here is just a work of art on its own. So we've got the fronts, the mounting brackets, we've got the close off with the nose and all the rest of it. And various things still to go in there, let alone exhaust pipes. So there's still a good couple of days work on this, but I'm really happy how the engine's turning out now. It's really getting there, coming to life, and again, is what we said with this thing, it's such a focal point on the actual model. So, just to let you know, there is 2 weeks left. Really, we've got 2-3 weeks left? 2 weeks left until the end of the actual group build. So make sure you push on heavily with that one. All right, so get on with that one. Get those entries in. As I say, it's pretty low at the moment. We've only got a 44% success rate, as Hans pointed out today. So we'd love to get that up a little bit higher. I think we've got about 112 completions. Don't forget, you will all get. I'm going to find one. Let me grab that. One of these. You will also get, obviously, the sticker set I think we're going to do, or I might do a set of sanders actually this year. So we've actually get one of these, nice little close-up. This is the red versus blue from last year. Beautiful little medal that we do, the great embossed centres in. Don't forget, I send these anywhere in the world. It's all at my cost. Also, I will do something probably like, grab some for here, set of sanders or something. I've actually did the sticker sets last year, or pens or something else that I'll do with it. I'm not quite sure which one we're going to do yet, but all you've got to do is complete and have an actual build log, okay? It's simple as that. So all you need, and you'll be entitled to those, and we will ship them anywhere in the world where you are, so you don't have to worry about that. I will pick up the bill for it. So generally, I'm going to push on with that one tomorrow, get going with that. Tomorrow night, obviously, it's fun and games. The lads are all going to be here for the actual live show. We've got Steve going to be joining us as well, so it'd be great to have you join up with us. I'm going to put the questions for it up now, obviously, as you're reading this now. I'm going to do it the sort of day before, because otherwise you're going to get confused. Trust me, it's confusing enough it is, because obviously you've got the Q&A with me and Steve that we tend to do every Tuesday afternoon. But if we've got a live show like we're doing, obviously it rolls over to the evening one. But as you know, we tend to get sidetracked, shall we say. So it tends to be more fun and games, if you know what I mean. But if you do want to post a question up for me, obviously Adam's going to be here. We're going to have Ron, John, and obviously Steve. Then obviously by all means pop us a question in the actual thing, and we will answer it as we make our way through the evening. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you all tomorrow for the actual live show, 7 p.m. here in the UK, or wherever you're in the world. And don't forget, it will be a recording as well, so you can catch up with us if you can't join us live. So until tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.